Welcome back to the Willie Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willie Bragg. I did a live stream and it just shut down on me. I'm having trouble with my router on a cable router, so it does that occasionally. So for that, I do apologize for my program ending at midstream. It's actually another hour of things to discuss. I would go back to doing that, but I'm just not. The mood is just not there. It's just not there to to go back to revisit the talking points. I think you probably pretty much got the gist of what I said about what's wrong with Bosch. There was more to it, and believe me, I'll go and criticize Bosch again. I'm sure he's going to upset me. He ain't going to be the only one. So anyway, just want to make a quick explanation as to what happened to my video. It I just end up just cutting off on me at midstream as I was trying to go and talk. I don't think there's any conspiracy theory about it, what have you. My cable service suck. That's what it comes down to. So I got a little bit of time. I have to go shortly because I got something I have to do this afternoon. But I'll be glad to chat with you all. And we can have some discussions about whatever. It just a little. We're just going to make this just a little bit of a nice little chat session, and whatever anybody wants to talk about. If anybody comes back here, I'll be glad to talk to y'all about something, about whatever you want to talk about. Right now, I'll talk about what I want to talk about until somebody decides to show up and start talking to me. Why am I doing that? There we go. I don't want the StreamYard thing to show up. But anyway, um, let me just discuss everything that's wrong that could be right, that that needs to be corrected in our society. And just it sounds like sometimes the people in my space, and when we all do this, we sound like, oh well, you're just such a doomer. You're such a doomer. You All you do is talk about what's wrong with the world. But and maybe that's true, but we also provide answers that already exist elsewhere where it's not a problem, or even if they have problems, it's problems that's caused by the U.S. Like in the bully countries into not doing good for their people, and we've seen our fair share of that in just watching the news and observing everything as we see in the world. It does not mean when people say, "Well, you're just a blame America first person. You're anti-American, what have you." I mean, granted, I'm not a patriotic person. I am frustrated by the way the United States do things, and I'm frustrated to the level that they don't do things in the name of what's best for the people abroad, nor what's best for the people here at home. What they do instead is do what's best for their corporate donors, and that's what it comes down to. And something that a lot of conservatives and economic libertarians seem to cannot comprehend. And they're like, they call us liberals, you liberals, you Marxists, whatever. You just want the government to take care of things when we could take care of it ourselves. Well, the problem with that is that logic. It would be fine if we didn't have an oligarchy already controlling the process. If it would really be a fair system where the government doesn't favor corporate special interests, maybe that theory on paper prescribed into actual existing policy might have some merit of debate to it. But it seems like when you hear these people talk, they don't want the public services for the people. They don't want anything that's beneficial that would expand a middle class in this country. But their policies will still tell you, hey, Let the free market take care of everything. I mean, you sit there and talk about healthcare, and they'll sit there and say, "Well, it's just too much government regulations in healthcare, and we need to have government regulations. Maybe we could put the price down on medicine." Well, I don't believe that. We don't regulate the insurance companies enough. We don't regulate the prices of. In fact, we do not. We do not. We allow pharmacists to buy members of Congress to go and write legislations that will benefit them. And if you go and try to buy prescription drugs from another country, it's against the law. So they're like, we don't want that big government medicine that's going to go and infringe on our rights. Okay. Well, some people decide to go to Canada to get their prescription drugs. Well, you can't do that. That'll undermine the drug industry here in the United States. Or you'll hear things like, if we go and try to put a curb on prices on drugs, government imposed prices, it's going to stifle innovation, American innovation. It will be giving the credit to another country. I don't give a damn if Singapore or Croatia comes up with some life-saving medicine and they get the fucking credit for it. That's not a concern of mine. That's not the American exceptionalism that I'm after. What I'm after is to have it so where you have prescription drugs available to people at little to no cost. Little to no cost. It should be a no-brainer. You shouldn't have to sit there and decide whether you're going to eat or buy insulin or what have you. Grandmother should not have to decide to get her pills or to eat dog food for supper. It shouldn't be that way. We just can't afford it. We can't afford this universal health care that you talk about. Do you favor giving money to Israel? You bet sure I do. You bet sure that they're God's chosen people. You'll hear them say that. Well, United States funds Israel, and they managed to provide free medical care for everybody. I guess with some of these right wingers, it's okay that Israel provides free medical care, but it's the act of the devil if you have universal health care in America. The people in Sweden and France and UK, they're practicing the work of the devil when it comes to universal health care. This is how these people think. These right wingers. They want to think they're sensible. They're not. And I know I talk about healthcare a lot, but and I talk a lot about class. And some people on the other side, we're going to call them the pink pussy hat wearing morons out there. They're going to be like, you're just a class reductionist. That's what you are. You think if everybody's doing well, everybody's doing well. Yeah, I think that if everybody's doing well, everybody's doing well. I sure do. And you just care about class. You don't care about social issues. I do. I probably care about social issues more than the pink pussy hat wearing moron telling me that while I'm a bad person for voting for Jill Stein in 2016 and a bad person for voting for Howie Hawkins in 2020 and will be a bad person for voting third party again in 2024, as these people do nothing about healthcare, do nothing about prescription drugs, do nothing about college tuition, do nothing about climate change, do nothing about whatever, pardoning Julian Assange, do nothing about the stifling of free speech all around us, all these sort of things. They do absolutely nothing and offer nothing and say, well, yeah. And I'm actually putting the same negative accent on a MAGA person and a shit lib. But I'm doing it to make them sound silly. So, but the point I'm trying to make is that they go and say, well, we're not going to do anything, but you better vote for us anyway. Telling the left, we don't want you, we don't like you, we don't need you, but you better go and vote for our for a piece of shit Democrat, and if you don't vote for a piece of shit Democrat, then you are the problem and you are to blame for everything. That's how they think, folks. That's how they think. People like Bosch don't get it. He doesn't get it. And you know, and a lot of adjacent shit libs like that, boutique leftists, the people who are in it for, they call them champagne socialists in other countries. The name that we've used here in America in the past, limousine liberals. You can call them whatever you want. Tommy Nation from Tommy Nation Politics said, and I will go along with what he said. It'd be nice if we could have shit libs to return to being basic liberals again. If they could become liberals again, that is that too much to ask? But you know, depending on who you talk to, it is too much to ask, and that's what it comes down to. So I just wanted to go and mention that, and that was pretty much what I was going to say in my previous live stream. All that, I just didn't feel like getting everything set up and doing a part two, especially since I have something to do this afternoon, and I just wanted to go and talk and all that. So anyway, you know, I'm sorry about what happened a few minutes ago with my live stream, and that's fine. I'm going to let you all go right now, and we'll talk again. I'll make an announcement. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Keaton Weiss from Due Dissonance will be here on the Willie Bragg Show. So hopefully the cable will not go and lose connection. I would not have a cable loss connection during the interview. So sorry that happened, folks. I really am. So until next time, free Julian Assange, free Palestine, free healthcare, and free speech. Take care.